The basic Christian understanding is that you love God by showing God's love to other people.
The history of the joint venture in Avondale really goes back to 2010 when we began work on the long-range planning process at Canterbury called the Next Step Plan.
People worked to fashion what turned out to be 5 strategic initiatives for our church.
And from that congregational effort came an overarching thrust, an overarching direction for Canterbury that called for us to do a better job of relational outreach.
The strategic initiative that we call relational outreach came out of that process.
There have been a group of 4 or 5 Canterburyans who've been meeting with 4 or 5 members of the Avondale United Methodist Church for about a year and a half to talk with one another, to get to know each other, to see what the needs in Avondale are.
We did a series of health fairs, we did a series of other ministries working together just to see how our congregations would get along well, and they did. It was great. It was like old home. Everybody, figured out ways that they already knew each other.
We want to be in ministry with the people at Avondale United Methodist Church, but we want to serve the people who live in Avondale.
What if we could pull together all the great outreach things we do? Housing repair over here, and food ministry over there, and health ministry in another place, and our tutoring and our senior adult services, and concentrated that in one neighborhood.
We have felt like there would be a good match between our congregations. They primarily have a facility, a gym facility, that has fallen into a state of disrepair over the last 10 to 20 years.
When it rains, the floor, which is a wooden floor, bubbles up, and it looks a lot like a roller coaster. Literally, it does.
Canterbury thought, perhaps we can pull together the financial resources and get a plan to renovate and refresh that Avondale Church multi-purpose center. Make it a place, a service center, someone says a hub for Christian service to people.
Where we are right now, 2 exciting things are happening. One is that we are actually talking about building a legal entity, a new nonprofit organization that will be the launching pad for outreach services in Avondale.
It's going to have a board of directors. It's going to have 4 members of Canterbury, 4 members of Avondale, and that board is going to operate this organization. We call it a joint venture.
And right in parallel with that, we have begun work on improving the physical structure in the Avondale United Methodist Gymnasium, which will be the launching pad, the location for this new nonprofit.
Construction has already started. The gym roof is getting a new facelift. It had been leaking right around the air conditioning ducts, and those have been pulled off now, and the new units are ready to be installed. They're also putting a layer of insulation on the top, which was definitely needed. They'll finish that up hopefully in the next few weeks, and then move right on into the floor and ripping out the basketball court and putting down a new state-of-the-art type flooring.
That will be really exciting to see what happens as far as the renovations. It's going to look a lot nicer, be a lot safer, and I think Avondale and Canterbury are excited about that.
Something good's going to happen, so I'm pretty excited about that.
And I am as excited as I've ever been in my life in ministry. I'm more excited.
I think the programs there are going to really enrich our lives, but more importantly, they're going to allow us to serve Jesus as we serve the people who live in the Avondale area.
The relationships will get built, and the faces soften and change, and we get to know each other, and that's success to me.
And so our effort to reach out to others in the Avondale community is recognition that God helps us and gives us hope for our lives. I invite you to follow Jesus and serve others. Be at your church on a regular basis so you can worship and you can learn and you can prepare. And then let us join hands and let us go out into this wonderful world God has given us so that we can serve others and relieve hurt and do good in the name of Jesus.